This show is sponsored by MidasResources.com, your trusted source for precious metals since 1996. Call Midas today at 1-800-686-2237.
Good morning, friends. Greetings. And welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other health care practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we welcome your phone calls on The Bright Side. We want to hear from you. Let us change your life. Let us change the life of a loved one or a workmate or a friend or a family member. Give us a shout at 855-660-4261. If you have questions about the longevity products, skincare formulations, ingredients, something you may have heard or read about in the newspaper or on the internet or on CNN.com or wherever, we're here to help you on The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. Please try to give us a call early so we can get to as many calls as possible at 855-660-4261. For you guys who want to purchase any of the longevity products that you hear advertised on The Bright Side or recommended on the program, you can call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. For a one-time $10 fee, you can start yourself a longevity business, earn some thank you checks, make some money, or even just get your products at the wholesale price if you so desire. 866-735-2470 is the phone number for the Brightside Ben phone team. Or you can head over to brightsideben.com and click on the Join the Team link. Somebody will get back to you with information about how you can join the Brightside Ben team. If you want to purchase any products, you can do that off the website as well. Just pull down on the shopping cart. Make sure you take a look at the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Make sure you take a look at the Jordan Rubin Beyond Organic products. I've been enjoying them now for several months. They're great if you want to do a fast, especially the Amasai and the Swear V. The probiotic enriched cheese, organic cheese, is awesome as well. Once you try the organic cheddar cheese anyway, you're not going to want to eat any other cheese. I don't. It's reasonably priced. It's a good source of probiotics. And if you're doing the longevity business, you can, of course, earn your qualifying points by using the probiotic-enriched cheese or any of the probiotic-enriched products or any of the products you see on brightsideben.com. Just pull down on the shopping cart or call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Okay. We are talking hormone health. The basic building blocks of biology. Cells depend on hormones for communication. Cells have evolved over billions of years to be social, to be neighborly, to be cooperative. We can certainly learn a lot from cells, 100 trillion individual components coming together in a community to form us. We emerge out of these 100 trillion cells that are ordinarily or under ordinary circumstances, when they're independent, are little on their own conscious independent beings when they exist by themselves. If you take a skin cell or a tongue cell or any cell out of your body, a bone cell or muscle cell or nerve cell, and you put it in a little petri dish, that little cell will act just like an animal. It'll move, it'll crawl, it'll go away from poisons, it'll go towards food. It can actually communicate with other cells that are in the body. There's a really neat book called The Secret Lives of Cells, where a guy named Clive Baxter actually did testing on cells and took cells out of people's bodies and put them in petri dishes, and then he did things to the people or talked to the people, and the cells that were in the petri dish actually responded to what the people who used to, where the cells used to be, the beings that the cells used to be in, the cells, when they were removed from the bodies, actually responded to whatever that person was doing, or whatever that person was watching or observing, or whatever was how that person was the environment that person was in actually affected the cell that had been removed out of that person and was now in a petri dish 20 feet away. There's some amazing, amazing stuff about cells. The book is called The Secret Lives of Cells by Clive Baxter, if you're interested in checking that out. Anyway, cells have to communicate to each other in order to be a community. That's how 100 trillion cells, an enormous number. Can you imagine 100 trillion cells? Somehow these 100 trillion cells can efficiently coordinate themselves to a degree that this homogeneous, monolithic organism, like a human being, can emerge and not even realize that he or she is composed of these 100 trillion individual units. This communication property is so important. We could not exist. Multicellular organisms could not exist if there was not some way of communicating, if there's not some system that cells had to communicate with each other. And this communicating ability, this cell-to-cell communication ability, is super important to understand if we're going to understand health and wellness. This cell-to-cell communication property allows cells to be aware of the environment that the body is in. When we see something, when we hear something, or when we in some fashion interact with our environment, we taste something or feel something, those are called senses. When we sense something, that input goes to our brain, which then sends that message to various glands. We see a picture, or we hear a voice or a song. That sound goes into our ears and goes into our brain, and then from our brain, signals are sent to the various glands, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, thymus gland, and then from the gland, hormones are then secreted into the blood, and from there they hook up with cells, initiating activity. In this way, cells can actually respond, cells that are inside the body can respond to what's happening outside the body. Cells will get this hormonal message from the thymus or the adrenals or the thyroid. Cells will make something, perhaps do something, and in this way cells are responsive to what's happening outside of the body. But a cell's also responsive, I should say, to its local environment, the environment that the cell is sitting in. In other words, a cell is responsive to the external environment that the body is in, and a cell is responsive to the milieu that it is sitting in. And just like hormone signals make their way from the brain to the blood, to cells, in the case of a sight or a sound or a touch or smell or taste, ultimately, hormone signals are actually sent from cell to cell based on what that cell is sitting in, the local environment that the cell is sitting in. And then, likewise, appropriate behaviors or activities are initiated in a cell. So a cell is doing its business based on two types of input. One, stuff that's happening to the body on the outside, and two, stuff that's happening to the local environment that the cell is sitting in. So hormones, which are the mediators, the communicating molecules that are sending the messages to the cells from either the outside of the body or inside of the body, can be thought of as the key determining factor. This is the bottom line. Hormones are the key determining factor that's going to affect what happens inside a cell, what a cell does. And defects in hormone communication, whether it has to do with defects or deficiencies in the hormones themselves, or in the way the cell listens and responds to these hormones, is the ultimate and immediate cause of degenerative disease as well as the aging process. You think that's important? You better believe it's important. Hormones are the key determining factor in what is going to happen in a cell, for better or for worse. That means if you're healthy, the cell's responding correctly, the hormones are working correctly. If you're not healthy, the cells are not responding correctly, or the hormones are somehow not communicating the message correctly. Bottom line is these signaling messenger molecules, hormones, are very, 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 very important. Now, there's four types of these hormone molecules. The most well-known, the ones we talked about in the past, the ones we talked about yesterday, those are called endocrine hormones, thyroid hormone, insulin, estrogen. Those are going to travel through the bloodstream. They start off in a gland, be it the thyroid or the ovaries or wherever, adrenal glands, pancreas gland. They start off in the gland, they travel through the blood, and they finally, at the end of the day, at the end of their journey, they react with specific cells in the body and then initiate activities. Cells obediently do nothing without being activated by one of these hormone substances, is made in the gland, then journeys through the bloodstream until it finds a specific cell. These gland products that travel in the blood are called endocrine hormones. All right, hang tight. We'll finish up when we come back from our break and take your phone calls as well. 855-660-4261 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, veterinarian and naturopathic physician. The Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy with an important message. Take charge of your health. Do not continue to blindly follow the system that has failed us all. I appreciate GCN listeners because you're open-minded and intelligent. If our system is so great, why is it that the United States, the USA, ranks nearly 60th worldwide in longevity and number 1 in obesity? All the while we spend more money than all the other countries combined annually on unnecessary healthcare procedures and toxic drugs. It doesn't take much to get on track, not with the government or pharmaceutical companies, but rather you in control of your own health with a basic understanding of nutrition and supplementation. FDI Longevity has the finest quality health, sports, and energy supplements available. GCN listeners are invited to join our team of people who want to stay healthy well into old age. We are currently looking for specialists to represent FDI Longevity and save America. To buy products at wholesale prices or join our business team, go to GCNteam.com. That's GCNteam.com. Support GCN. Get healthy.
Mike Stenerson for Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
At 30dayfoodsupply.com, you can now purchase a one-of-a-kind product not available anywhere else. A meatless burger dry mix in 4 delicious flavors. With our new Oregon Trail Foods vegan burgers, all you do is add water and fry. They need no refrigeration. They're packaged in Mylar bags with an oxygen absorber for a long shelf life. They're non-GMO. They're gluten, soy, nut, and chemical-free, but they're loaded with flavor. And a good source of carbs and protein, yet low in sodium. Flavors include Italian, spicy Mexican, 6 vegetable, and black bean olive. Go to 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010 and order today. Eat them every day, take them camping, or save them for an emergency. Check them out at 30dayfoodsupply.com and click on the vegan burger icon. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com, where all of our products are produced in Oregon by Oregon Trail Foods. 30dayfoodsupply.com.
Do good people ever want to call an attorney just to find out if they're right or wrong? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what are you forced to think about first? Money. If you could call as often as you wanted and talk as long as you need without a bill, would you call? Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com, or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Next to water and food, you need a safe, storable fuel supply for your preparedness needs. Spare Fuel is the answer. Spare Fuel can be used in any gas-powered vehicle or generator. Spare Fuel is perfect for any unforeseen out-of-gas emergencies. Unlike gasoline, Spare Fuel is safe to store with your other supplies, and it can be stored for many years. Go to GetSpareFuel.com for special pricing. That's GetSpareFuel.com.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
Welcome back to The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for joining us today. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. You'll find a shopping cart up on brightsideben.com with all the longevity products you hear us advertise on the program. If you're interested in purchasing any of the products, just pull down on the shopping cart, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. Make sure you ask about joining the Brightside Ben team.